Martin from the angle. Oh, yes!
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Lockout podcast. I'm your host, Josh, coach and captain of the Young Lockout. I'm here with Hawko.
That's right, I'm Hawko, manager of the Dark Brotherhood, and you can only see three of us this time, so we'll introduce to the better of the two down the end usually.
Yeah, Croxy here, leader of Jock Fosh FC, the greatest team name on the podcast, and we're here to do a review for round 15.
We are, and this review starts off in a painful place. So obviously you can see that Ryan is not here.
Painful for who?
That's not the painful place. The painful place is that Essendon took on the Dockers
Flogged.
Thursday night, and
Flogged
we
Essendon.
got smashed. In the contest for a little bit, and they got absolutely battered. Josh Tracy, you've been played back into form, so well done. But someone that is in elite form.
3 weeks without a goal, hey?
Yeah, well, then you kick 4, or 3. But Luke Jackson, wow, what a performance, eh? 144 AFL fantasy points, kicked 3 goals, and was just...
There was a lot of chat about him last week, and he returned the faith that everyone put in him who got him in this week. So.
He had a fair, 21 disposals, but also the 4 tackles, 4 marks, and the 48 hitouts.
Yeah.
It was.
I think the goals were more impressive. He was just leading up to the ball perfectly and kicking it straight, which was just...
And I think the thing is, he was taking on a rookie ruckman. Right, he
was
taught
the
him a
problem.
lesson. So well done to Luke Jackson, and equally impressive Caleb Sarong. 137, had the 2 goals, got his 35 disposals. Well, when you're not tagged, I guess you can run around a little bit more.
You should invest in a tagger, mate.
Maybe
might be the time next year.
Durham's you was suspended. That's probably why. So 24 kicks, 11 handballs, good ratio there. 5 marks, which is what we say about Sarong. Brayshaw, he doesn't really get out and about like that. So really cool to see Sarong getting the 5 marks, 4 tackles, and just get really busy with his 7 clearances. So it was great to see him really step up and be the leader again. When he wasn't tagged. So
I don't know, the guy below that,
good and bad for you then, Josh. Good to see him
good that I
for
had
your
him.
team.
Good that you had him for your team.
It happened to my team.
Yeah.
Jordan Clark, though, the last few weeks as well.
I mean, Clark and Ryan, like the Batman and Robin, they're back.
Well, it's 1 week.
I mean, they've done quite well. So 133 and 127 respectively.
Yeah.
Both had 33 and 32 disposals. So pretty incredible effort from the
They were versing the Witches hat 4.0. So, like, it kind of happens.
Yeah.
But Jack Caldwell, though,
I actually
he's
don't...
been standing up for you guys all year.
Do you know what? Like, he's been one of the bright sparks.
Yeah.
Obviously, Nick Martin has done Nick Martin things, and we've had some good players along the way. But
I'd say Caldwell's been more consistent
Since he's come back, he's been pretty good.
He doesn't get the attention.
No, at all. It's like, Merritt.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Merritt when we get to him.
Yeah,
scroll a long way down.
Got to go down quite a way.
But yeah, Jack Caldwell 109, a pretty good option as well. Except
He's
that
in the
he has
second
the
half.
bye this week.
Yeah.
Brayshaw with the 104, hit the scoreboard, was doing what he needed to do. Again, you can see only the 3 marks. We really want those marks to be 4-5, just to make sure he's getting some of that outside ball, and that'll translate to a better
you compare
score.
it to Sarong, where the ratio 24 to 11. Where you look at that, down 14-15. So that's where it comes into as well. Archie Roberts back, though, as well, for anyone that still has him. Probably not now. I've got him out, now that you guys are on the bye. So, but he's been
probably
another
a
consistent
draft-relevant player, yeah.
Oh, well, he's been putting up 90 average this year. So he's been all right. I got him at 500,000. Yeah. So he's been all right, though. But anyway, though, Darcy Parish, look, I gave him some shit. Gave him some shit last week with his shoddy kicking ability. He still doesn't look right. Like, accuracy-wise.
No, the guy... okay.
he's stumbling here.
The butcher of the Bombers.
He comes back into the side, and all he knows how to do, other than the handball, is to just kick it in the air. Just bombs it forward. No rhyme, no reason, no intended.
You know who that is? So he's Clayton Oliver of you guys.
What's his efficiency?
Yeah, Oliver does the same thing.
Way better. Way better.
I don't know. Oliver's been pretty bad doing that this year.
Yeah, this is Darcy Parish. He never knew how to kick. So
to begin with, that's the problem. Nick Martin, though, kind of down, compared to what we've seen him this year.
I think he did get some attention.
I think
a little bit of run with, but either way, not what you wanted to be putting up. Nate Caddy did really well. Carl Warner was a relevant name for a draft. I know that you guys were particularly interested in Nathan O'Driscoll.
Yeah,
we take that for
good
what we're
first
paying
game
for.
back, for sure.
Yeah, break even 41, right, Croxy? So it was all right for anyone that needed money.
He's super beneficial to what they do as a side. So I would expect his output to.
You obviously
grow.
saw this game, right? Well, yeah. Croxy, did you see this game or not?
I saw majority of it, yeah.
So I don't know if you noticed, because I definitely did. He wasn't in the middle as much, O'Driscoll. He was out on the wing.
Well, that's his spot.
I know, but he was. But before he got hurt, he was rotating into the middle a little bit, which he didn't do that time. Which is still, the ball went out wide a few times, and I think he was the one marking up on a Martin a couple of times. Yeah, as well.
He was going in, just popping into little spaces to get the mark, which is
great.
Under
that though as well.
Archer May, this was brilliant on debut in the Young Gould. We love this 74, 2 goals, all over it.
Under 300K.
6 marks was great.
His forward, like you combine that with Nate Caddy, like his forward work was really good. Yeah. Was just leading out, excellent, hands up, not trying to mark with your chest. That's what you want to see in your forwards.
Angus Clark 66 wasn't the heights of the scoring that we have seen from him, so he could be someone that you're looking to trade, which we'll talk about in the next podcast. But 66 is still serviceable, and then we scroll all the way down. Keep going.
I reckon give an honourable mention to Vicentini as well, even though he did get owned in the ruck.
Yeah,
he still got a 63.
I mean,
for the price that he was,
but our number one ruck, or the ruck, should easily be getting 80s.
Yeah.
63 is probably not cutting it. But, speaking about not cutting it, Zach Merritt, 57. Zach, come on, mate. Come on. I don't know who's making these decisions.
I think you need to
12 years ago in his rookie year.
Yeah.
That was the last time I saw that.
In that year, it was the drug year, so he actually did better.
I think you need to say, come on, Brad.
Come on, match selection. And come on, don't tank. But 57 is, that's not it.
You don't want 3 first-round draft picks this year?
No, I do, but...
So tank.
No.
Or tank, but look a bit better.
But don't have Zach Merritt playing...
Maybe this is how they're doing it without making it very obvious.
That is what is happening.
Yeah.
I know, I can see it. Rosa, Brad Scott... Look, I'm picking up what you're putting down, but please,
just
for our mental well-being, please don't do it.
Is he out this week?
Who?
Zach Merritt.
No, you've hit your head.
Well, he's in the most traded out.
Have you had another concussion?
No.
He's in the most traded out.
Yeah, no, I get
3
it.
3 Bombers are in there.
Absolutely not. He's got the easiest run after the
what if he plays back?
He's got Gold Coast and Richmond.
And playing back pocket
the
again.
easiest.
Either way, against Richmond, he scored 151.
They might put him in the forward pocket then against you guys.
Well, he might score
get the ball
more.
down there.
He might score more. The ball won't go in there.
Maybe he needs a break. And he's
already had a break.
He can have a few weeks off.
He's already had
sitting at home.
1 week off.
He can have another week off.
No. We can afford that.
All right. And I think Zach Johnson, we'll mention him real quick.
35.
35, not really great there, but I mean, his break even was negative 30, so he still made some cash, and his break even's still low. But again, he's 440 odd K. I think now could move him on for 200K plus there. All right, so I think that's enough for that game. Quite a few fantasy relevant players there. Let's jump into
another really relevant game.
Yeah, kind of an upset as well. I mean,
it's the whiteout.
Yeah. The whiteout,
yeah.
For
budget as fuck.
I'd whited it from my mind.
Yeah,
you reminded me.
It was the what was it? The oh my god, I'm lost for words.
What?
The white flag, waving the white flag.
Oh god,
it was their surrender.
Thank you, Jesus Christ. That was surrendering.
That was the word you were.
I was just lost for words, you know.
Oh no.
At the state of Geelong, really, in this game, I watched pretty much the whole thing. Bloody hell, they're kicking. Look at that, 15 behinds.
Yeah, horrific.
So bad.
But also, they just didn't
kicking
look
out in the
any
full as
good.
well.
Yeah,
but they haven't looked good at home this year, realistically, compared to other years.
No, well, I think they've been all right at home. I looked at this game and I was like, this is probably one the Cats are going to easily win.
I think we all sat here and the tips.
Just the tips and said, yep, this is a lot for Geelong.
Brisbane weren't playing well. Well, this is what Brisbane can do when they
Brisbane
play well.
have bounced back.
So let's talk about some of the relevant players. Nick,
get some pork in
there's
your
2
fork.
names at the top there.
Dane Zorko.
You definitely want to talk about number 2. So why don't you talk about number 1 first? And
I don't think he wants to talk about number 2.
I don't want to talk about number 2, but you know what? I don't really care. Disposals wise, Dane Zorko again, 26 kicks to 7 handballs. That's insane.
Well, we've noticed that Fletcher's dropped off Coleman never came back in, so it's all Zorko.
So, yeah. Get some of that pork from Zork on your fork. But yeah, so obviously him and Dunkley leading the way. Dunkley's a bit of a tough one for me, but I think overall I'm still happy with getting him out and getting Bont in, even though Bont's been average.
Bont still scored basically the same amount anyway. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
10 tackles though. That was the main key I saw from Dunkley. He was getting the ball, and he was doing the tackles again. So it was nice to see him doing that.
Yeah.
Washcroft,
Will Ashcroft, 108, a nice goodbye game.
Yeah.
So well done to him. Had the goal, 28 disposals. He did what Will Ashcroft does. Like he's the third banana in there, gets a bit of the ball, was looked to be used, and their running game, they were handballing a lot. So he did get a lot of access to the ball.
Hugh McCluggage going over 100 again there.
Yeah, he's had a great season.
Yeah.
A couple
one
of
seasons have been pretty good, so it's not too bad there.
How good has Logan Morris looked for a forward that went late in the bye rounds for Brisbane there? Like, there's so many teams above Brisbane. In the draft, not bye round, that could have got Logan Morris, and fuck, he's turned it on with 5 goals, eh?
Yeah,
5 goals in the last, like 2 weeks, wasn't it, for him? Pretty sure.
He's had 5 and 5, I think.
Yeah.
So he's up to like 14 goals for the season.
Mental.
Maybe?
Crazy, isn't it?
Bailey Smith, only his second game under 100 this year. So nothing.
5-5, yeah. No, he's only on 4. But still pretty bloody
average
good.
At best as a forward. I don't know why we're crapping. He's playing for Brisbane. You put fucking anyone in there and they should be doing fine.
Okay, no, I'm going to challenge you. Where do you see Eric Kipwood on that one?
Yeah, exactly.
But he can't kick. He
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Bloody, what's his name? Darcy Parish can't. Darcy Parish has a better kick than Eric Kipwood.
You just said put anyone in there.
Put anyone that can kick a ball.
Okay.
Logan Morris is doing what Eric Kipwood should have been doing for the last few years.
Or Jeremy Cameron on that team.
Oh, insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, like I was saying,
they'll have Oscar Allen next season, so.
Oh, no. I think he's...
Anyway, back to fantasy relevant stuff.
Bailey Smith, though, second
94.
time under 100. But still not too bad. I mean, it wasn't there. It wasn't Geelong's game. That's what was down. I think this is the first time they've been monstered by that much.
Is it? Yeah,
45 points.
It was absolutely battered.
Yeah, it was battered. Yeah, Tom Atkins getting in there wasn't as hectic in the tackling as he was, but not too bad for anyone there. Tom Stewart, you got Tom Stewart.
Are you happy with the 85, Josh?
Yeah, I think Tom Stewart did well.
Saying 85 was all right.
Yeah.
We go down. Kyle Lohman actually turned it on again, surprisingly, trying to get that average up from a 37 up to like a 55.
A lot of people have him as their like F6, F7, so a good spot for people to have.
When he's turning it on, Levi Ashcroft, though, as we've been saying the last few weeks, it was time for him to go. Look, turned it on in that first half. I think he was on a 65 at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
And then just kind of went to sleep, so to say.
You're definitely getting rid of him this week on his bye. If you haven't already, he should go this week.
You wanted to hold him till now, and you've been able to do that. He might have lost a little bit of cash, but
60K, yeah. Max Holmes, though, look, again, this is what happens when you're versing, I wouldn't say a better side, but a team that can run with you, hit you just as hard, and Max Holmes couldn't really keep up. Still had the 20 disposals, which is good for him, but points-wise, you could see the disparity in everything.
Yeah. And if the Cats came up against a Brisbane team over the last couple of weeks, then it probably would have been a different story. But it was just that Brisbane found some form in this game.
Yeah. Is there anyone else that we really want to? You go down a little.
Lockie Neal 68 is getting himself real cheap.
Yeah, but that's still he hasn't showed anything all year.
Yeah. You wouldn't risk saying, I'm going to take a punt
not for
on
that.
Neal,
even saving yourself 250K on a Lockie Neal a few years ago, yeah. But this year, I've not seen.
It'd be interesting just to have a look. I haven't looked, but at their run and seen who is tagging in the last few games for Brisbane and seeing what his run's like, because maybe if he's got
and if you want that different fucking player, that might be the player to go for.
That could be an option, but we'll maybe talk about that next.
The only other player, Will McLaughlin, had his debut for the Lions as well. Look, 33 points, so he got his break even there, so not too bad there. And then we'll move into I don't know. I don't think we thought it was our upset of the round, but a few of the Carlton blue baggers were crying their way all the way to the fucking...
the little kid. Ball in his eyes.
Not that kid, but it's just a lot of other people. But
what was it? Brownie said something like...
Mate, supposedly
I can't
people were
remember
up
what
in
he said.
arms over it. Mate, you go out to the footy, tough. You cry, and you're on camera. That's unfortunate. It's what happens. But
Anyways,
anyway, though,
Doc, you're happy with that, Josh, aren't you? That's a fucking good
Yeah,
score
I mean,
from Doc.
Doherty 131 is just an
mate,
incredible
I
outing.
was happy with that. Yeah.
Getting that on debut, you love to see it. So I think what's really interesting is that there are some commentary in the Carlton fans around not being happy with playing Doherty if this is the kind of performance they're going to put up.
After this.
Yeah. But, well, I think they want kids. If they're going to be this sort of shit team, like, they want to play a lot of kids.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
So,
But I want Doherty to score points.
yeah, same. So I think Doherty 131 with the 29.
They're
is
still
really
sitting
good.
at 10th on the ladder, so they're still like.
Yeah, but they were expecting a top 4 this year.
They were expecting to be a lot better.
Yeah. I get that, but it's.
But anyway,
Carlton,
though,
so-
Harry
Carlton.
Sheasel, 116, that's stock standard from him.
I'll say that from a midfield
Yeah, for a
role,
midfield role, yeah.
or forward mid role. It's
Yeah,
great
forward
to see
mid.
it continuing.
Last year before, we were like defender mid role, we'd be like, oh, we want 130s.
Yeah,
This
that's
year,
what I'm saying.
mid forward role, 116 is great. We'll take it.
Yeah.
Tom Powell, like I know we mentioned him a few weeks ago, whether he was going to bounce back into that,
Yeah.
again, pure mid role. Again, when North Melbourne or any team really turns it on, you notice the difference in fantasy scoring. Tom Powell can do this when they're actually getting the ball. So not bad from him. Chera, though, again, you've stuck with him all year, and he's been,
I mean, Chera's been a great starting pick. 109, you're happy to take that from him. This is a guy we got for, I want to say, 600-700K. And price is between a 65 and maybe a 75.
what is he now? Over $1 million?
No, he's not over a
he'd
million.
be
I think he's high
900-ish, I think.
hundreds. No, he's just over $1 million. He's
Just over a
$1
million. So, like, to have that from him, it's been a good
271K on the
starting
year,
pick.
yeah. So he started at, 700? Yeah.
750.
You
roughly.
started with Georgie Hewitt, 102, with 31 disposals.
Yeah, look, again, that's the problem. Like, he's dropped off he's picked it back up. He dropped off for the 6 weeks, which was a problem. That was when they had Walsh, the whole team back in where they didn't fire. Now that they're missing a few pieces, he's bringing it back up. But again, 7 kicks, 24 handballs. 24 handballs is too many. As a fantasy,
It's a lot, yeah.
It's just a little bit too many. But I want to talk about Colby McKercher.
Yeah, Colin
Yeah.
Coach.
The role, I wasn't sure on the role.
Yeah,
You guys jumped early and
Yeah.
it worked out. Mate,
I was
it's
pretty
there. I don't have
happy,
him.
and
you
I'm
don't
pretty
have
happy
him.
hearing
Sorry,
from
him and Ryan.
Yeah, pretty happy hearing from the team last week that, like, yeah, he's going to be staying down that half-back role, and I was like, fuck yeah, that's paid off.
And
really.
still went forward and kicked 2 goals.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, it was so funny, hopefully the listeners or watchers have seen it, but Colby McKercher, there was this like interesting debate on Twitter or on X, whatever you want to call it, between SuperCoach DR and Calvin.
Yeah,
and
right.
so SuperCoach with DR put up a photo of Colby as a butcher.
Yeah.
And was like butchering the ball. And there's a joke in his team, and he's a content creator, that every person that joins his team is a butcher because they all just like turn the ball over.
Yeah.
And so then Calvin got on and was like losing it was like, oh, you're a flog, like to call him as a kid. He's played incredible. Take your fantasy hat off and like start watching footy for what it actually is. And it was this back and forth, and everyone was like, Calvin, you're an absolute dickhead. It was crazy.
Jesus Christ.
But anyway, Colin McKercher 99.
Yeah.
Yep, you'll take
happy
it.
with that.
Yeah, happy to
Every
see
day
it.
of the week. Yeah.
Paddy Cripps with the 93. That's definitely not going to continue this week because he's been sick as a dog.
Yeah. So he's-
Isolated.
Well, he got
So-
named. So
He did get
it'll
named.
be interesting
Yeah,
to see what he
yeah.
does.
We'll see.
So we'll see what happens with him. Trishan Jerry with the 84.
Oh,
This
here we go.
was-
These next two.
Yeah, Tristan's Jerry. I'm this close to fucking getting rid of him, man.
Oh, I've already spoken about it. Yep,
Yeah.
that's where I'm at as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't blame you. Honestly, he doesn't look like he's going to be the R2.
It could be-
that we thought he was going to be, or R1 even.
Like, I'm going to hate myself if I have to do it next week, but it could be Jerry out and going back in, like, or
Yeah.
something like that. Like, but I really don't want to do that because I can't afford to with trades. But
English
yeah.
and Grundy have been the better picks out of them. So it's
And,
really hard right
yeah,
now.
I'm
They're
really,
firing.
I'm really liking their runs as well.
Mate,
yeah.
I'm nearly thinking of going, it was either Jackson, but the run's
Jackson,
too hard, or
yeah.
Darcy Cameron.
Yeah.
Because Darcy Cameron's
Darcy Cameron's been
option as well.
pretty decent all season, eh?
Caleb Daniel with the 76 as a forward option.
It's not bad, but I
It's-
mean,
It's not what you want. We want our forwards to be averaging that.
We know what he's been
95.
doing.
He's still averaging 86 for the
Yeah.
season. He's still, like, I traded him out early compared to other fantasy owners.
Yeah.
I'm slightly regretting it, but
But it's still medium.
I mean, when you've got a Sam Davidson that scores a 104, 108 for you, you don't really care, do you?
That's it, exactly. And I'm thinking, like I said this for the last few weeks, I'm like, Sam Davidson has a good run through these buys. I'm getting him out before the Adelaide game, I think, because he's got another couple of all right games coming up.
Yeah.
So we keep on moving down. Look, I don't think there's too many really relevant
I want to mention
nails.
Jackson Binns. Since he's come back in the last 3 weeks, me and Croxy were high on this guy.
Yeah.
He got dropped this week.
Yeah.
He's been averaging like an 85 the last 3 weeks, and he's got dropped.
Jesus.
So that's interesting. They're trying to.
I'm glad I didn't go.
Carlton are trying to do something.
I'm
glad I didn't go back to him. I'll tell you what I did in SuperCoach. I fucking bought this guy. And then he shat the bed the first game. I bought him, so I sent him straight back out, and he scored like an 85 or something.
The next game, he would do that. Yeah,
and I'm now glad that he's out the door because he's now
Finn O'Sullivan
out.
with the what do you call it? What's the rookie of the week basically? Rising Star.
Rising Star
With 18 disposals. Not a great score, but I mean, still not bad from him there. And I think that's really.
He's been doing the bits the last few weeks though. He's been looking really.
He's reset his
hungry.
break even as well.
He's hungry. He's running around chasing everything down.
Well, he wasn't like Lawler who went in first 3 games and decimated. He's slowly,
he's building,
very slowly
which
built
is
it
good.
up this year.
The final person I guess we should end on is Cooper Lord. Cooper Lord was a very popular forward option for around the 500k mark. So he was picked up by a few people. I know, Hawko, you picked him up, but 24 is absolutely not what you want to be scoring. But in saying that, it's best 18 week. So
it's a drop, easy drop.
This is a score that's going to drop off. So you can hide behind that, but it's definitely time to look to move him on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not a great option if you had
into the next one. We talked about the ruck pig himself, Brody Grundy, 71 to 52. Sydney getting the win.
He's looked good. He
has looked good. He's had a really good run of form. Great hit outs. He's just been getting the marks all over the joint. So 121, 22 disposals and 8 marks helped him go to the top of the list. Yeah. Next up was Isaac Heaney. You guys loved Isaac Heaney last year. So the 111 with the 2 goals.
I dream
he
of
just
Heaney.
He just did what he wanted to do, which is fantastic.
Well, it was nice because Goulden was back.
Yeah.
So he's like, I've got somebody to...
take some attention.
Yeah, exactly.
Zachy Butters, 107.
Not bad there.
So for someone who could have got tagged by...
But he didn't get tagged.
Jordan. He did in the second half, though.
Barely, compared to Rosie.
Well, he got
Rosie
5.
got tag.
He got 5 disposals in his third and fourth quarter. So 107, he did well to get the score with the 1 goal and 28 disposals.
Next bloke down, Callum Mills.
Very popular option.
Big popular option.
Someone that absolutely
very cheap at the moment.
96.
Are you thinking of getting him in, Josh? Because this is where I want to draw the line. Is if Josh gets him in, every single time you've gotten him in, what happens?
He cops an injury on number 3.
Yeah.
3 points.
So will you let us know in the next episode if you bring him in?
Yeah,
please make me aware.
But what we do love to see from Callum Mills is 90% game time. So this is a guy that hasn't played real footy in a year and a half, 2 years almost.
Nearly 2 years.
So to see him go back to back,
Yeah.
89 and 90% time on ground, shows you that they believe in his body.
Sydney are back.
Yeah. Sydney are back.
Jace Burgoyne, though, 87, not too bad from him. Looked pretty good there. But
he's the Port guy we should have gone with instead of
Kane Farrell instead of anyone.
Not Kane Farrell. Who do we go with? No. I'm scrolling down. I'm trying to find him. Evans, that's it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't think he even played
but he
this
hasn't
week.
had that good a year overall. But yeah, Rosie got the main tag, I believe, from Jordan. Not great. Still had the 25 disposals, but I mean, and then you could tell with Port, this is where they lost the thing. As soon as somebody went to Rosie, who's been destroying it, last 6 weeks, I want to say? Off that half-back line.
Let's put him in the midfield.
Yeah. And just didn't really work as well as what it had been. Hopefully they can sort something out to fix that because they were on a bit of a roll, and so was Rosie for all the owners out there. Matt Roberts,
it's all right. I think it's okay considering he's coming back from that sickness. And
I mean, you look at it like this: if you've got Matt Roberts, if you held him for whatever reason,
if this was a whole,
I'd change to Mills.
Yeah,
nah, I'm keeping him. I think
you keep Roberts.
Yeah, I'm keeping him.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, Manny Liddy,
this guy, Mr. Leg Sleeve,
Mr. Leg Sleeve.
Well,
looked good.
What is it? He's got something.
He's got an infection.
Yeah.
And so he had a knee operation and then got an infection. So if his skin's really thin.
Yeah, you go like that, and his skin just comes off.
So he can't afford. He's been good since he's come in.
If he's putting up 74s, put a fucking leg sleeve on the other one as well. Whatever you have to do to keep going.
Well, look,
so he went 42-74 in his only 2 games. pretty bloody good, eh?
Yeah.
We've spoken about him as well, like the whole Port Adelaide trying to get that youngster in. Moraes came in.
Yeah.
Sin and Mead have been around that, where they're a couple of years into it, though. I feel like there was somebody else that I can't remember, but Liddy's looking... Hugh Jackson as well.
Yes.
I think he's back in this week as well.
They've got to think about what they do to replace
the role
Butters, because when Butters comes to Essendon or Hawthorn or Geelong,
or Geelong,
you know, there's going to be a gap there. So they've got to have
Geelong have
ready
so
to
much
go.
money to fly around. They're definitely going to put in a bigger bid than you guys.
He's got they got picks, so he might be all right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Chad
true.
Warner and Errol Gordon, look, Gordon's first game back, so we'll take that. I'll take the, mate, Suppose was not great, but I'll take the 17-1.
Yeah. I mean, that's Errol to a T, isn't
Game
it?
back, 17-1.
Get ball, kick ball.
Yeah, exactly. Look,
Get ball, run, kick ball.
keep an eye on him over the next few weeks. He'll drop maybe another, nearly 100K, I'd say, if he doesn't get the 115s that he needs the average.
Yeah.
And then pick him up, because he'll get there in the end.
Sheldrick,
70, not bad.
pretty good. Yeah.
Do you know what was bad?
What?
67 from Jason Horne-Francis.
Did you get him back in?
I did.
Oh,
get him back
God.
in. Yeah. Yeah.
After,
67.
no, because you didn't have him at the start of the year, did you? Or?
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
No, he
Oh,
didn't.
you
That's why
did, you
I
did.
didn't. That's why I was like, I'm not bringing him back in.
So
I don't think you could trust him, yeah.
Okay, so I traded him in, and then he got the injury or whatever.
yeah.
And on that same week, I was tossing up between Matt Kennedy and Jason Horne-Francis, and so that was a real kick in the teeth. And then I decided to bring him in instead of Luke Jackson, like I was.
So it's your
discussing.
fault again.
Yeah,
Stop picking
must be.
Horn Francis.
Yeah,
because
or just pull your finger out and fucking do something.
Yeah, or that one. I mean, look, he had more game time this week and half the score.
Yeah, there you go.
Kinda
Miles
hurts, doesn't
Bergman, when we scroll
Well,
down, 52,
he got hurt.
Yeah.
He was sick as well.
He was sick and got
82%
hurt in the
still,
first
though.
quarter. But yeah, they just shoved him forward
He
because they needed him on.
He said to Heaney, he's like, "Yeah, not feeling good, mate. I've been sick all week."
Yeah.
And Heaney said that in his end of after game presser. He was like, when he got interviewed, he said, "Yeah, Bergman was just like, yeah, I'm sick.
Yeah,
I'm like,
fuck,
what?"
I'll have
and
to
then
play.
Kano's losing his mind because
Ken,
he's like,
Dr.
Why
Ken.
would you tell him you're sick? Like,
What do you mean? Dr. Ken doesn't have a job anyway. He needs to
Dr.
go
Ken.
anyway. But yeah, look, Miles Bergman did get hurt in the first quarter, copped a bit of a hit there, so went forward. So we were talking about him. He was on a beautiful roll, tagging / just playing phenomenally, and had to go forward instead.
And even when he did tag, he was getting the points on the board. He went 104, 102 in the last 2 weeks.
well, look, I'd say he
against
will
the-
have a bounce back this week because he's
Yeah.
going to tag Cripps. So that'll mean he's always in the middle.
Yeah, well,
if Cripps plays, yeah.
Yeah, no, Cripps is playing.
Cripps is playing. He's already been named.
Unless
it's
he's
laid
laid
out.
out.
Laid
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
In which case he'll probably just tag Sam Mitchell.
Jackson Mead, 43.
No, he's dropped off. Not really an
Dropped
option.
off,
Riley
yeah.
Bice, all the way down the bottom, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
It's a sub kind of. Mind you,
Yeah.
it shouldn't have affected anyone because it should have been the emergency and nothing too crazy
Unless
there.
you were using him as a loop.
Well, that's a fair point as well.
All right, let's keep it rolling into the next game. So the Pies were hot.
Because it should have been a lot more.
Yeah, well, I mean, St Kilda looked like they had good opportunities, but they just got absolutely battered. And Winhager, just Ross's decision to tag Nick Dacos, like I get it.
Well, it was.
But
Of course, it was going to happen.
It just took like one key part of their midfield out of the competition. And then Darcy Cameron was just knocking it to the spot where Dacos wasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
So
he'd start
he's-
there, he'd run away, and then run to that spot. And then Bo
You saw,
McCreary
you
hit
saw
like
like
4
McInnes
times.
and things
Well,
like just
it wasn't
run
that.
into that space that
McCreary
Dacos just created.
McCreary only did it once, that one perfect out.
Yeah,
and
well-
then McCreary got hurt. But it was still the option.
But they were just doing
They
it.
didn't stop it all game.
Yeah, the whole game they were doing it, and like they just got so many inside 50s from centre bounces. It was
Yeah.
crazy, yeah.
So Darcy Cameron with the 128, just proving that he is getting it done and has been a very viable option as a ruck option there.
Yeah.
So 2 goals with the 19 disposals. Well done to him.
Another one like Jackson who's getting forward now but kicking straight.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem with some of the ruckmans that go forward. They don't kick straight right in front of the big
Yeah.
sticks. This guy's doing it as well as Jackson.
Nas, you love Nas. Talk to us about Nas.
Oh, mate. I didn't actually...
Okay, well, the table just rose a little bit. So Nick, calm down.
I'm very
But,
happy with him. So he's almost like a vice captain or captain option as well most weeks these days.
Yeah.
Like-
he definitely is.
Yeah.
35 disposals, great kick to handball
Handball
ratio,
ratio, yeah.
and the what is
Few
it?
marks.
7 marks there.
Yeah.
You love to see it.
That's not bad.
Rowan Marshall 105 and Jack McRae 104. They're probably the more relevant names.
Marshall looked shit for probably half the game.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Yeah, probably.
Like, it didn't look great. Like, it looked like, and he was getting frustrated, giving away free kicks.
Still won the hit-out battle.
Still won the hit-out battle, but could have had a better score if you did bring him in.
McRae's an interesting one about would you get him back in at the moment?
Well, yeah.
Spoiler alert, yes.
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
Nick Dacos is someone that we just spoke about before. Got the tag from Windhager the whole way through. Got a bit of rough treatment at times as well. I didn't mind seeing it. It was a bit of
rough treatment.
It was a bit of, what do you call
You
it?
want to fall? You want to fall down?
No,
It's the same. It's the same as the Lucas Neal one from last year, though, wasn't it? Oh, sorry, Lockie Neal.
Lockie Neal, yeah.
Lockie Neal.
So Nick Dacos 102. He did well to be able to get to the score and will be a great option this week. Josh Dacos though, bloody hell, this guy just continues to get it done.
Yeah, but he's looking like we've never seen him as an option here on this podcast. Last probably 6 weeks, man, he has just turned it on.
He's definitely an option now.
He's definitely stepped up.
Yep, and even when Nick is not getting the ball, he's still stepping up, which is the year before he wasn't doing that.
Yeah, he relied upon that 1-2 situation from his brother. Ned Long though, 76. This is not the score that we've come to expect, and I definitely didn't think that this was going to be where we ended up. I thought that.
Well, did you notice when
probably 100?
You were mentioning that run that Dacos would do, Darcy would tap into the thing. Ned Long would go all the way out the other way. He would never go.
He was doing the defensive.
Yeah. So that I could see, why his score didn't really reflect confidence. But that was all right.
Terrible effort from Jack Steele though. 66. That's not what you want.
He looked good at times.
You were going to say something.
I was just going to say, I think the Ned Long issue is the fact that Dacos was getting that heavy tag, and they seem to link up very well through the midfield.
Yeah.
Those two.
But
So
that's what I was saying. So Dacos would go one way, Long would come facing Dacos, kind of take off Windhager a bit, and that would still leave this all open for whoever to come in.
Well, because that was the set play of the cut across.
So Long was designed to be out regardless. So it didn't really work. But that's all right. Is there anyone else that's...
Well,
Jack Steele,
you want to mention Jack
was
Steele?
disastrous.
Same as Jack Sinclair as well. Fuck.
He's someone that is going to be very, very cheap. And if he has midfield opportunities and starts to pick it back up
he gets his 10 tackles a game.
He gets 10 tackles a game. Could be an absolute ripper. The Flying Viking, though, Alex Taru, 49. Not the best way to start. He did look a little lost at times out there.
First half looked very he was trying to, and I saw it from Curtin last year. He's one of those players that was like, my first couple of games, I'm going to let the veterans defer, let them go, and then you could see the confusion because they're like, no, we're trying to let you get into the game as well, and it was messing up the flow. So, but after halftime, man, he was taking good marks, looking really good. Got that defender or forward option there, fantasy wise. So. See how he goes.
I think the one thing that I'd like to leave off with this game was obviously the sad news that Mateus Philippou got late out. Was obviously visibly upset on the bench when Ross told him, but I think they did the right thing. Don't risk
definitely.
it.
No.
He should be back. He'll be good. So, look for a cheap forward option.
Wow.
Why is he out?
Yeah.
I thought he was back.
Ooh.
He's just had a slight cut.
No, they reckon it's a couple of weeks now, I think they were saying. So,
yeah. That kills my SuperCoach team. All right, let's keep it rolling into the next game. Nick, this is all you, mate.
There it is. 3 to 4 weeks.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Bring us through with Big Witsy.
Yeah, Big Witsy. Yeah, 138.
This was a game you should have won, by the way.
I know. We'll get to that in a little bit. Witsy.
Witsy.
154 hitouts.
Not an option.
Yeah, he's not an option, but he's also very restrictive. Like who?
He's versus
Madden.
Right?
So 63, 31 hitouts, 50 to 54.
That's
Huge.
Not bad.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
Well, Wits has like a minus 19. So when you basically take 19 points off your average.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Noah Anderson is a very relevant player.
He got that. I didn't think he would get it this week. I was going to give him one more week because he got that injury 2 weeks ago when he got cleaned up.
He got crunched by Stewart.
Yeah, so
that's right. So
last weekend breefore.
Yeah, he hurt his break even. I was like, I want to bring him in, but that's cooked, mate. He just was like, no, fuck you. I'll just bang out 40 disposals and do what I do.
And didn't he get attention from Bedford as well?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. I mean, this guy is, I would nearly say, an All-Australian captain this year. Let alone not even all
No,
Australian
Anderson.
this year. Yeah, the way he's been playing this whole year. Under the gun. Like, you haven't seen it. You're obviously not fantasy-wise if you're looking purely that way.
Yeah.
But he's having a great year all round. Took Miller, though, another 130. I mean, he's been off at times this year, but 37 disposals.
crazy.
Yeah.
And the 7. I like the tackles from him.
Yeah.
I don't see that often from him. So that was good to see.
Tommy Green,
I mean,
119. Fan club was in full force here, or
Fucking
no?
hell.
Energy
No, it
Stadium?
wasn't. It was energy. Yeah.
Energy,
Yeah. But I mean, look, 1 goal, 2, mate. I mean, if you kicked 3 goals, that place would have lifted the lid on him.
Yeah.
He was looking great. I mean, it hasn't looked 100% this year, but still looked phenomenal this game. Toby Green, last few weeks
11
hasn't been
tackles.
great. And then finally, mate, we were talking about him as one of the best forwards
Yeah.
earlier this year and kind of dropped in performance. Mate, there he is again, kicking goals, doing the tackles. Mate, this game was look,
Yeah,
I'm just looking at this
huge
tackles.
numbers, yeah.
What was, I didn't see this game, I was asleep, but what was it, just a slugfest by the looks of it?
Yeah.
Just slugfest, yeah. Finn Callahan, look,
Yeah.
I don't know whether to bring this guy back in or not, fantasy-wise, but
Absolutely
man, he is... No?
No.
Wow. Straight, no.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jesus, all right. But 113, good for him. He's looking pretty good. Again, 8 tackles there, Jesus. Matt Rao, 12 clearances. I like that from him, 106 points. 30.
That's his bread and butter,
What's
isn't
that?
it?
Three players there, top disposals, what? 42, a 37, and a 34.
And
for
apparently
Gold Coast.
has
And you lost
is
this game?
recommitting for 2 years.
He has, recommitted.
I don't know if it's been public. I don't think he's come out
it's
and
not.
said
It hasn't been,
but
but
it's rumoured, yeah.
it's rumoured, yeah.
10 players over 100 though. That's
Yeah, huge scoring.
Lucky
Yeah,
Ash,
big scoring.
30 disposals on 100 this year. That's just stock standard. Well, he's normally joined, and we'll jump down to it, unfortunately. He's normally joined by his
His counterpart.
man in arms,
Whitfield.
Lockie Whitfield.
Who
Yeah.
looked like he was on an absolute flyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, 19. Geez, only 19 and had 23 points, 4 kicks, 4 everything.
Do you know what's crazy? I heard this on the traders. He got injured, went off for his HIA. While he was in getting his HIA, lost 3 points. It was 26 when he went in.
What?
So no idea how they obviously took a kick away from him, and so he lost points.
I'd walk back and be like,
Yeah.
what the fuck's my points?
Yeah,
What's
literally.
going on?
Oh, he probably didn't know much about
He
it.
didn't.
Well,
Anything
that's a
about
good
points.
point. Bailey Humphrey, though, look, he had started the year out all right. There was rumours of him being an option earlier on this year. I know I think there's some people looking at him, but pretty good performance from him. But this was just like a fantasy game. by the looks
This
of
was high scoring, high disposal.
I mentioned this guy last week as well, Sam Flanders. I said he'd jump
Yeah.
up a little bit, but again,
I don't
He's
think,
down
I don't think he's an option.
$450,000.
Yeah.
it's huge.
Stay low
Because it's a
because
different
next
role.
season.
Stay low next season. Yeah, they'll change the role back
Yeah.
again.
Harry
Ralston, yeah.
Woo. Yep.
I wanted this guy.
So did I. I think we all did, realistically, but couldn't get him in, especially with him.
Well, I didn't want to get him in because he had the buy.
Yeah,
as
the
well.
buy this
So that's what I mean. Like, if he had, like Port Adelaide had the early buy, this guy would have been like,
Yeah,
bring this guy
1000%.
He
straight
went up
in.
71k. He's now got a break even at 21 for round 17.
And what is he, a 400k player already, right?
Yeah, 327.
Yeah, okay, no, I thought he was
Yeah.
higher than that. But that's all right, that's still good. Apart from that, as soon as it
That's
drops
probably
off that 100, it kind of drops off. Just relating to more footy relevant, though, Croxy, Rioli and Noble have dropped off, and so your team has dropped off, I've noticed.
Yeah.
You just need to get one of them back involved again, and then Gold Coast will start turning things
rebound.
around. Yeah. I mean, also, everyone's like, oh, they're out of the 8. Oh, we knew this was going to happen. They're also 2 games behind.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's no need to panic yet
Yeah.
for any Gold Coast fans, realistically.
Yeah.
Cadman, look, not great. I know he's been having a good year finally this year, but 3 goals from him. Just wanted to mention him real quick as well. And then I think we move into the last game.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it for that game.
Into the final game, which was the Bulldogs smacking the shit out of Ryan Richmond.
Out of Ryan.
I think the reason why Ryan's not here this week is because of this. And
I've noticed
also
when they
his
get
own score.
When they,
His own
when
score.
they get smacked by 75 points, he decides to have a week off. Yeah.
But the unicorn, Mr. Timmy English, he went and absolutely did it. So 138, 2 goals, 24 disposals, and 28 hitouts. This is a guy that we said couldn't get a hit out to save his life.
Now all of a
and
sudden
now
he's like,
he's just pissing over everyone. So
He must have heard us talking
138
shit.
was phenomenal. Bont in the bounce back game. He had the 50 the week before, comes out, beats it by 70. Still wasn't his break even though.
It was
So
149,
didn't meet his break
yeah.
even.
Yeah.
But,
But I mean,
120
the thing
is brilliant.
He was
He's
in
still
the
a-
middle,
Yeah.
looking like Bontovold, not
Yeah.
fucking dicking around down the forward line.
He's still a good pickup, and with Trelaw now out for a while.
Yeah,
he's a really good option.
Trelaw, half Trelaw.
Yeah.
Kennedy, though, look, stock standard now at this point, right? Croxy 114.
Like, Croxy, I have to apologise to you, mate. I said it was stupid to pay how much you did for him. But seeing just continue.
This is the first apology I've gotten for all this shit that you've given me, and should be apologising for a lot more.
You've been very hard.
Oh, fuck off. You're lucky to get this one.
We were unsure on Kennedy at the start. I jumped on the bandwagon early, but you've only just starting to come around 14 weeks later.
Well, you look at his score since, I think it's, round 6? He hasn't gone under 106.
Probably.
I'll have a look for you.
Have a look for us.
Yeah, since round 6, he's gone 109 onwards. He hasn't gone under 100 since then. Yeah.
So, it's insane. I didn't think this was going to continue to happen. And now that hamstrings is out.
If only Carlton didn't get rid of him, wonder where they'd be there.
Yeah, literally.
Anyway,
they probably wouldn't have played him in the right role.
Yeah,
anyway,
good point.
Yeah.
Sam Darcy, though, look, the other unicorn on that team, the fucking Bigfoot of old, mate, he's anything. He is a freak.
And he was in the ruck as well.
I know.
He was in the ruck.
He's 208 centimetres. The man can do whatever he wants.
But the fact that he's just come off that injury and he's in there.
As if you'd play in there. Anyway.
Yeah, but look, just great from him. 5 goals, 2,
Sam
19
Davidson, 108 is brilliant for you. So the
I
one
knew
goal,
they were coming up
27.
the witches' hats. I'm like, I'm going to hold. This is the reason why I held him over Caleb Daniels, because of this run that he's had.
Saw my
through the
F6
buys.
as well. Yeah, I held him as well. So it's worked out well. So, but it's good from him.
I'll apologise to you for that one as well.
Yeah, thank you, Josh.
Jesus.
Oh wow, this is.
Man,
This is a
day in podcast history. Holy. Ed Richards, 92. One of his down. Again, 90's a good score from him, though. Same as Lebe, 89. But, I mean, you can take the foot off the gas, realistically, which is what they did. So
Bailey Dale sat the last 15 minutes with their calf strapped. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, he was off. So, 74%
Be aware of
game
that.
time.
He was a few people looked at bringing him in
Well, he trained this week, so apparently he's all good.
Okay.
So thank you, Alex, for sharing that through. But
that's all right.
Yeah, hopefully he's all good.
Nank looked lost at times, like I said. It was more Nank looked lost. English looked great. English was I don't know if you guys saw, there was a few moments where the ball was about to go into the Bulldogs forward 50 and Nank would run all the way down to the goal square. English would cut off, sit at that 35-metre mark and just get the ball.
Yeah.
And he just looks like he's doing... When Nank was like, you shouldn't do that. And he just looked lost.
I think the thing with Nankervis is that it's like...
he's had enough of doing the...
We're running a marathon, right? We're going to get to the end of 42.2. It's a hard slog, okay? To expect anything of us after that, this guy's done this for 3 years, carried this whole team for 2 years plus, and you're expecting him to continue to be the dominant ruckman... That's taking the piss.
I was about to say, if I call you and ask for an intelligent conversation at marker 43
you will get incoherent sentences.
Yeah, you won't even get a pickup of the phone call. That would just be,
I'll be like, no.
Sorry, can't come to the phone right now. Please leave a message.
Caleb Smith, though, 47. I know a few people wanted to drop down to him.
I think you were talking about Smith.
I was talking about him last week. Yes,
Again, not bad, but I mean, you wanted a bit more. He was doing a bit better than that. Same as Prestia, down bad. Banks down bad.
What's his average? His
Trainer
average is 42.
Trainer down bad. Yeah, look, it was just an unfortunate
Did the criminal
game.
play in this? I think he did.
He did. Oh, Jesus Christ. Thomas Sims as well was that forward ruck option as well. So, again, not great. It was just a slog for Richmond, unfortunately. They looked good in the last 5 minutes. That was when... most Bulldogs fans were having a kip on the side of the field. So, but that's all right.
With half their team.
Yeah. So, but that's going to be the wrap up. Only 7 games last week. 7 games upcoming for the next episode of the review, which will be round 16 review. Yeah. But anyway, before that though, we're going to do round 16 preview.
Yes, we do.
Coming up.
So coming up next. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for listening, watching. See you in the next one.
Later.